Oh my god, I killed myself. Alright, sleep. Is my mic on? Hold on. Is my mic on? Give me a sec. Am I struggling? Hold on. What is wrong with my mic? Hold on. Shh. Stop talking. Can I hear myself? Okay, yeah, I can hear myself. We're good. My bad, it just doesn't show up on my thing, so I was like, what? Anyways. I'm doing a voice stream this time because I hate myself. Woo! But yeah, I have not streamed in a bit because I had finals and then I just forgot that I had a Twitch account. And then I also kept playing Infinity Nikki, which meant that I just had no time to do anything. But yeah. I drew this, I think, last night at like 4 in the morning. I think I started at like 2 and then I ended at like 4. Where I was just drawing the character's details. This is a really awkward photo because it was just so I could see the headpiece, but now it just looks like Nikki's just staring into my soul over here. But this was the original inspiration for it. I took this photo in one of the Wishing Woods area, I think, and I don't know, really liked it, and I was like, I want to draw this outfit. So here we are. Do I hate details? Yes. Do I hate what I'm doing to myself right now? Yes, but it's also like pretty, so I don't care that much. Also, turns out it's really hard to stream in a dorm room, so yeah. I wish I could stream more, but my roommate was there and I was like, I can't do any voice ones, and I'm also just not consistent enough when I'm drawing sometimes in the dorms, because I'm like, sometimes I'll work on one thing and then I'll get distracted and work on something else. But yeah, pretty fun time. What was the last drawing I streamed? Hold on, now I'm confused. Because I haven't drawn too much, I think, in the last little bit. Let me just check. Thank you for that, content. I have no idea. Oh wow, okay. Oh, do I? Oh, jeez. Gotta hate when Twitch does that. I feel like okay, hold on. I feel like, oh yeah, no, yeah, it has been a second since I streamed. My bad, about that, but yeah. What the fuck? Hello? Okay, I lost my brush again. Oh, here. I need to find things easier, but that's a lot of work to organize, so nuh-uh. Anyways, I'm just gonna go back to this drawing because I like it, or this photo. I will say the in-game camera is actually pretty good. I have been debating actually streaming the game, but I'm kind of finished the content already. So there's kind of nothing to stream about, which sucks, but it's fine. Is it this one? Oh no, it's shit, this is the wrong brush. It's green here. That's the wrong size. Okay, that's like, she has like ruffles on her shirt. She has so many ruffles everywhere. I did add this fur coat afterwards, but then I was like, I don't really want to draw that in because it just kind of ruins the silhouette. But it's fine. Yeah. I don't know. Uh, what else can I talk about? Who knows? Hey, I could keep talking about art. Oh my god, that is not how a hand works. What is going on here? I'm gonna ignore that. Okay. Cool. That's not real. I recently got back into K-pop, which is a time for sure. I'm not. Yeah, no, it's definitely interesting. I ended up staying awake the other day until like 5:30 a.m. or something. I've just not been sleeping, but like, just to watch one of the concerts. I was like, oh, this is what I'm doing with my life. But it's fun. And now I have a giant sheet of paper on my floor where I'm coming up with theories for this one group that I'm into. I have been into them for, I don't even know, like 3 years now, maybe. That's like giving a generous estimate. It's probably longer because I used to watch the survival show they were on. Anyways, but yeah, and now I have a bunch of paper on my floor with words, and my parents kind of think I'm insane for it, but like, whatever. On the good side, I'm back to my house, so like it's not as strange to stream with voice, because no one should come into my room. Will they is another question, but they shouldn't be, so it should be fine. And then also because I don't have my roommate, so it's not like I'm actually sharing a room with someone, so I could speak. But yeah. And then I spent like the last week just trying to hang out with friends, which, god, there were so many hangouts. I think I was like at like one social event every day for like that week. I think I had like I might have had a single day off from that. But yeah, fun times. Not really. I do not have enough social battery for that, but whatever. It was fun. Now the designated driver for all my friends, because none of these bitches can drive at all, actually. It's kind of a problem, but we thrive. But yeah, if you can hear anything in like the background for me, it's probably just K-pop or YouTube, because I'm just listening to that on my side. I do also obviously have the music that I'm listening to, but like it's very quiet because I don't really care. But yeah. Oh my god, girl. Oh wait, hold on, that's not good. I don't like the way I'm drawing this. I don't draw really shoulders much, like anywhere around here, like the exposed shoulder. I definitely cover them up a lot more. I don't know why, but yeah, so this is a little strange. Oh, I also found this really nice brush. It has really good controls, so like, I don't know. I've been trying to send it to one of my friends who also does art. She's been ignoring me because I think she's out of the country, so I think she doesn't have the right phone number right now. But Miss Girl's ignoring me, and it's kind of getting annoying, so I might go annoy her sister a little. Being like, hey girl, do you wanna send this brush to your sister? She'd kill me. But yeah, fun times. I don't really know what else to talk about. There's not really much to talk about, is there? I mean, because now I'm trapping y'all on a stream. That means I could like basically talk about whatever I want, right? I guess. I don't know. I don't know if any of you guys are interested in learning about the lore of enhypen, because I have problems, and I love that K-pop group so much, and it's kind of silly at this point. But yeah, I have this giant sheet of paper on my floor. I don't know if I have a photo of it. Hold on, let me just check. Here, this was the old one, but here's the old photo. I have more on it now. And it's basically just where I was like, hey, here's the random lore about this K-pop group that no one's actually gonna be able to see because obviously it's mine. And also no one that I know cares about it either. So I just kind of look like a madman, just trying to be like, listen to what I'm talking about. But no. I swear I'm somewhat sane. Sometimes, maybe? I might be sane. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, basically I started to figure... No, actually, I got back into the group because I actually have no idea. I might have actually just been because of the webtoon. The webtoon is ass, by the way. Or, sorry, not both of them. I'm very specifically talking about, the Dark Moon? Shit, is it Dark Moon, the Blood Altar? Yeah, I think it's Dark Moon, the Blood Altar. I don't like the way specifically the female main character is portrayed in that, cause she's so Mary Sue pick me YN core, and I feel like that term's thrown around a lot these days, but I mean it genuinely. I'm girl, stand up. Cause the thing is, first of all, okay, the general premise of the story is fine, so that's why I don't mind it too much, and the only reason why I read it is because I need to know the lore, right, of the group. Why? Because I have issues and I love theory crafting. But this girl, so at the start, okay, obviously she had to be somewhat powerful, right, or else there's no reason the 7 guys will like her. But I'm what's the point of them liking her? I feel that adds nothing to the plot, especially the Helisua side plot of the story. I was why did they do that? I felt there was no need for that whole thing. And then the fact that Khan ended up being a second male lead type character. Khan's the werewolf of another K-pop group. That it's a thing. I don't get it. Wait, actually, technically, I think N-Team would be their brother group, I think is what you called them. But yeah, anyways, moving on. So that has been bothering me a lot, because I was just what? So why is Sua characterized like this mostly? Because the thing is, she's also supposed to be this vampire princess that got reincarnated. Oh God, I feel insane for saying that. But she's this vampire princess that got reincarnated, through her own will, because basically, in the past, the ancient kingdom bullshit. What is this music? In the ancient kingdom, right? Sua was the princess of well, I mean, this you figure out after you get the memorabilia book album, but she's the princess that of the White Hand tribe, which is also the ruling tribe, I guess, of the what do they call it, the Holy Land of Varg. And her family's the royal family is blessed with powers of prophecy, right? And she has the strongest one they've ever seen. So sure, I don't mind that as a plot point. You can make the main character overpowered without any real issues with it. That's not really what I have a problem with. What I have the problem with is the fact that she just does not defend herself. She tries, but it's more it just, but somehow for some reason the guys always have to swoop in and save her day. I know that it's part of the plot to have her oh Jesus Christ, hold on, to have her be one of the girl, sorry, I'm trying to draw and also talk at the same time. It is not working. But basically they're trying to make her seem she's powerful, but she's also like physically weak, which I get that part. So like that's why she has like the boys as her like her guards, knights, is that what it's called? Yeah, knights. But like also I feel like it's like, sure, I get that part, but like then she drinks the blood of the wolf god that this whole place is like built after, and she gains a lot more power, right? Like I get that it doesn't necessarily have to make her like physically strong, but I feel like it makes her at least able to defend herself, and they don't let her do that. And I'm like, why would you characterize the character like that? And it's so stupid, because like the whole second half of the story, like after she gets kidnapped, she just like is in a coma for like the rest of the story, and I'm like, girl, like what the fuck? And I think she wakes up kind of near the end. I'm like, I don't even remember what happens near the end, because I was like, wow, what is the point of this character? I was like, she had like all she really gave, like the only good thing about her is that she gave backstory on like the actual, yes, it is Nikki. It's my little Nikki character, isn't it? Isn't she so cute? Sorry, I was ranting about the lore and like the webtoon that I was reading. Anyways, this whole thing. But yeah, here's my Nikki character. My iPad actually almost like started, my iPad was heating up when I took this photo. Anyways, thank you. I drew this one at like 2 a.m. last night. But yeah, I love her. I have so many Nikki photos. I'm just like, I've just been collecting them. Like, my friends are tired of me sending it to them, but like, I kind of don't care at this point. But yeah. The only thing I don't like about the Nikki characters is the fact that her eye shape isn't really changeable. I feel like it'd be nice, because I'm clearly much more into like the sharper upturned eyes, but it's fine, it's Nikki. I don't really care. Because in Love Nikki, the makeup changes dyes, and I only play Love Nikki other than Infinity Nikki, because I'm drawing my... sorry, hold on. What the fuck is happening here? I'm drawing my Infinity Nikki character. It's a game that I play. Lol. I still have the game. I was actually playing it earlier, before I logged into Genshin, and then Melu was like, "Hey girl, when are you streaming again?" And I was like, "Oh shit, my bad. Forgot about this thing completely, actually." All right, have fun. But yeah, okay, back to my rant about hello, first time chatter, Ficken Wolf. I'm just gonna go back to my rant. Damn, you're adopting another one? Nice. I like how just everybody in the chat just ends up becoming your nephew. But yeah, I was talking about this webtoon I read that I'm also invested in, because I'm also invested into the K-pop group. I was like, I don't know who's gonna listen to this. But yeah. Overall, so okay, hold on, where was I at? Suha being a Suha just not using her powers properly. Oh my god, that bothered me so much, and I thought that she would be better. I thought she would get better the longer I read it, because I was like, well, I was gonna have to finish reading it anyways, because I was too invested in the group anyways, and way too invested in the lore to be like a sane person at this point. But the fact that like she did not change at all. She ends up just going into a coma near the end and just staying there for like most of the battle until like the very end, where she kind of saved the day with her magical princess powers. I was like, girl, like, what the fuck was the point of that? And I was like, why did you make the guy suffer so much? Like, anyways, ignoring how genuinely kind of horrible the Dark Moon webtoon was written. Dark Moon, the Blood Altar specifically, Dark Moon, the Grey City, the one for their brother group, is actually pretty good. I found the ending good, unlike a lot of the other high webtoons, which, ooh, their endings. like the Star Seekers had like a pretty good plot, and same with Crimson Heart, but oh my god, the endings were so bad. I was like, who is writing this? I feel like for Crimson Heart, I just felt like the ending was very lackluster. Sorry guys, I'm just going on a rant because y'all are just kind of hostage here watching me draw. Anyways, but yeah, the endings are bad. The Star Seekers felt like it could have had another multiple like chapters. Thank you. I don't really know what I'm doing. We're just making things up at this point. But yeah, Star Seekers definitely looked like the ending was rushed. Like the artist had more that she wanted to like draw and like write about in the story, but then was like told like wrap it up in 3 chapters, and she was like fuck, you know. That's what I got from that one's ending. And then Crimson Heart, I felt like it was fine, but then the ending was just like, okay, on to the next world, and I'm like, so what was the whole point? Because they could have fleshed out each region of the world so much better. Like, each of the regions were genuinely interesting, but they just kind of, like, speed ran it. It felt more like they just had, like, a checklist to go off of. And it was like, okay, this region done, this region done. Like, that's what it felt like to me when I was reading it. But, yeah. Overall, I am a huge, like, manhwa as general like stuff like that nerd, so yeah, I don't really know, but yeah, anyways, so I was watching more of their music videos again because there was a couple of music videos that I missed since the time that I was gone from the fandom, and I haven't really been keeping up with them, right? So I ended up making this giant ass mind map, which is currently on my floor. I have 2 sticky notes on top of it, as well, because I'm just going through each individual music video now. But I ended up sorting the music videos, and I think there was like 21 music videos, I believe. And I ended up sorting them into like the timeline, which is a little scuffed because I'm not 100% sure if it's the right timeline. But I have like a general idea because of like the Fatal Trouble music video, which is like a whole other thing. Because that one has like a very not very specific, it has a more specific timeline. Because in the background of like the train, it just shows like each of the eras, like you can watch the burning of the orphanage and all the usual stuff. But yeah, fun times. Also, I don't think I got the hair color right. I really don't think I got the hair color right. Hold on. I'm confused. What am I doing? What? Okay. I don't think I got the hair color right here. I feel like it's darker than this, but I also don't want to like... hold on. I do not use enough flares for this shit, but... Oh, I'm just ranting about... I'm too invested into this one K-pop group's, like, music video lore because they do have, a very explicit theme going on. Like, it's obvious, unlike a lot of other ones, like, that felt like they just put some lore in there and then it never went back. BTS. Sorry. But yeah. Specifically, the most beautiful moment of life, most beautiful moment in life? I don't even remember. That album where they had, like, it felt like they had a story going and then they just gave up on it and I was like, fuck. Anyways, but this one, at least, has a very consistent story. So I'm trying to figure out where every music video goes. So out of their... I'm assuming it's 21 music videos. I can't count also, and I also don't want to count because that's on my floor and I'm kind of sitting on a chair. There's only 4 of them that are not part of the actual like lore of the group, or is not like connected to any part of the timeline. And 3 of them are all like music videos that are very specifically for the fans, like dedicated to the fans. So that's why there's no like lore behind it, because it's just like, oh, here's a gift for you guys kind of situation. And they're really cute. And then the other one, I'm just not sure where to put it. Well, no, I have an idea of where it might have been, but I'm pretty sure it's not canon, so I will have to double check on that one. If there is an airplane, I will have to put it into the lore, which is a really strange thing to say, but whatever. But yeah, so currently I'm too many words on there. But basically I think the general timeline start, like, in terms of music video order, it should I think start with Fever, because, oh shit, no, please don't fall. Okay, sorry, I have this blanket right now and it's like breaking apart. I think the first one should be Fever, because it looks like it's the scene where, like, I'm just gonna call them by their, like, webtoon names just so that it doesn't get confusing. I say talking to people who are probably not necessarily that interested in this thing that I'm talking about, and it's only here for the art. But that's not the point. The point here is I have y'all hostage and whatever. God, I love having power like this. But no, I was probably gonna rant about this to someone anyways, so better strangers on the internet than forcing one of my friends to be stuck in a room with me for 3 hours. Yeah, last time I tried to explain a K-pop group's lore, I ended up doing it for 40 minutes during lunch break at school. We didn't end up eating lunch, and I was not done at all, and that was like maybe like a third of the lore. You know what? Maybe I have problems. See, it is really interesting. But yeah. Anyways, so I'm gonna refer to the characters by their webtoon names just because it's easier. But do know that these are not their actual names. But yeah. So, okay, so first of all, I'm just gonna give like a general overview of the characters that we are talking about. So the first one is Celine/Suha, which is she's the princess, and the main character you follow in Dark Moon, the Blood Altar specifically. In the other stories, you don't follow her, but she is relevant in terms of just general storyline. Yeah, she's the princess, has the most power, whatever. And then you have her 7 guards, which are the members of the K-pop group, which they're not a K-pop group, obviously, in this story. Oh wait, sorry. They're also vampires. I felt like I needed to mention that part. They're vampires. So outside of Suha, there is Heli, John, Gino, Solon, Xion, Jaka, and Noah. I think. Yeah, I think that's all of them. I can't count. Yes, this is enhypen. I am so invested in this. Nobody gets me. I've been needing to rant about this to somebody. It is such a problem. Okay, anyways. Yes, I will actually talk about Anti when we get to them, because I did read Dark Moon, the Grey City as well. But I'm not actually invested as much into them because I've been going through it with enhypen so far. Wait, is that why your name is Taki Love? I'm onto you. I am onto you. Oh my god, I love Taki. I love him. Anyways, anyway. You're so real for that. I am a Sunwoo stan at heart and will always be. I'm listening to Sweet Venom on the side, actually. Okay. Back to the lore. Okay, and then we have, wait, should I talk about the creation story of this world? No. Okay, whatever, fuck. And then we have, Dardan, who is Girl, I have so much information that I need to like get out somewhere, and clearly this is the outlet. Anyway, so there's this other character named Dardan. I don't fucking know. I don't remember his name. I just know that he was a bitch. And basically he ended up betraying the kingdom. He was the prime minister's son, actually. He was not actually the prime minister. He actually killed his father. In case anybody cares. And he's like he calls himself the first vampire. He's not the first vampire. They're the ancient kingdom that they're all from is like where they're like the vampires. And basically, okay, hold on. I feel I'm really jumpy around with this. But basically there's like the creation story of this world is that there was this wolf if I go directly with just a book, which I have somewhere. Oh, I actually have it right here. I have it translated. Don't question me too much. I have some issues, and I'm really bored. But basically, it starts with the earth being created. First of all, the sky was frozen and the earth was on fire. Lovely, great, cool. And then there came to be a wolf god. His name was Varg. I think that's how you pronounce it. I have no fucking clue how to pronounce RGHR all next to each other, but so his name was Varg, and he was the most powerful of them all. There were other gods in this place, but Varg was really, and very obviously, the most powerful. One day, the earth's fire scorched his fur, and so he bit a chunk of it off and threw it straight into the sky. When this piece of earth landed in the sky, that is where the sun came from. In this universe, I feel like saying this is very specifically for this lore, and I'm not like just making shit up for fun. And then because the fire in the sky melted the sun in the sky melted like the ice, and so that became the first rainfall. And the first rainfalls like created like the first lakes and stuff, right? And that was the first time when Varg saw his reflection. And then there was some weird translation because Google translates ass. And somehow, not sure how, Varg now has 5 wolf cubs. Do I know what happened in between those 2 pages? No, because I can't read Korean, and I have no fucking clue what they're saying because the translations are so confusing. But yeah. Anyways, so now he has 5 sons. The first son was very mischievous and really liked to play. So the first son chased after the literal sun. And that is what created the day and night cycle in this world. The second son is described to be wise, and he knew that he was gonna die. He got into a battle with this evil god, and that was the end of his life. The blood of the second wolf god, I guess, wolf cub god thing, I'm not 100% sure how to call these guys, became the after he died, his blood turned into blue flowers, which will be significant later on in the story. And trust me, I know this is confusing. I'm also very confused in why I'm saying this. But yeah. So the second son ends up dying, and he's actually, I think, the only one who ends up actually dying in terms of the wolf godsons. Or no, well, technically not. Khan dies too. Not Khan, the one that you, if you're invested in N-Team, know about. That's a different one. That's, that's a whole thing. But yeah, so the second wolf god, or second wolf cub god, motherfucker, there has to be an easier name for this, ends up dying. The third one, what the fuck happened to the third one? Give me a second. This part's a little confusing because I have the list. I remember 5 of these kids. The fifth one really liked to annoy the other gods. So he just ran away and just started chasing after other gods. I'm not 100% sure what the fuck the point of that guy was. I feel like there is probably more of a point if I could read Korean, but I can't. So we're just gonna go with it. So he ends up just running around. He ends up, again, just going to, I guess, the heavenly realm to just chase after the gods and play around. The fourth son, is also very playful, and so he really liked to just, like, run around the plains of the earth. And he was the one who actually became the ancestors to the wolves, the regular wolves. Because there's werewolves in this as well. The fifth son, was really obedient to the father. So the fifth son, father, mother, why do I keep calling him the father even though it birth? You know what? Wolf gods don't have a gender identity, so I will call it whatever I want. Also because Google Translate's a piece of shit. So anyways, the fifth wolf followed their parent until Varg decided, nah, fuck this earth. I don't really like it here that much, and ends up ascending to heaven. But obviously, the fifth wolf cub's like, well, now I have nothing to do. They didn't really want to follow their parent into heaven, so they just kind of like stayed on earth. And soon enough later, the other gods ended up creating like humans, and the fifth wolf cub saw these humans and was like, you know what? Maybe I should like join them. Like I should fit in. And so he turned himself into a person, and that was the first werewolf. Is werewolf technically called something different in the story? Yes. But I don't care, man. I really don't care. I don't know how to pronounce it. So I'm not gonna bother. I'm just gonna call it a werewolf. That's a good enough umbrella term. Y'all get what I mean. Anyways, so that's what happened to the fifth wolf cub. And so that fifth wolf is obviously the ancestor of all the werewolves, and that's the wolf that the werewolves kind of look up to. And yeah. Okay. So now back to the ancient kingdom. Oh my god, I need help. Sorry. But okay, back to the ancient kingdom. So there were 5 tribes in the area. Do I know how to pronounce any of their names? Let's not talk about it. I remember that there was there was the White Hand tribe, which is the one that worship the ash tree god, but ends up also worshiping the wolf god. This whole region ends up worshiping the wolf god at one point or another. But yeah, so they ended up worshiping the ash tree god because they're descendants of the ash tree god, and they are like generally human. They're the human, with the members of the royal family possessing powers of prophecy, which is where Suha has come from. And technically, I'm assuming that the ash tree god also means that they might be the vampires, because Suha is actually a vampire princess, which means that they descended probably from vampires, right? So in this lore, vampires are not like, well, they can be bit and turned, but not in the ancient kingdom. So the ancient kingdom is actually when vampires are just like born, this period of time, because they all existed. There was a lot of magical beings in the world, werewolves involved as well, you know. Humans were a minority, or at the very least, like, accepted the other tribes. / they didn't actually have enough power to go against anyone, so they just kind of had to be there. Lol, sucks to suck. And Suha is, they're from the, Ashana region, I believe, is what it's called, in the story. And, yeah, not much to say about them. They have powers of prophecy. They're definitely the most, like, closest to, like, the humans that we have, in terms of, like, what they look like, I guess. I don't really know. They don't have too much information about them. But, yeah. And that's also where the rest of the like cast comes from as well. The main story set in the Ashana. Sorry, not main story. And team's also relevant. At least this part of the story or not main story. No, because the main story is set in modern day. This is when the past was, like, in the past, all of the scenes are from the Ashana region. And specifically from the Ashana, like, royal palace, where the White Hand tribe exists. The White Hand tribe is also in alliance with the Silver Wolf tribe, which is where the first werewolf came from, so, like, the 5th son of Varg. I still don't know if the actual word son is the right one. I'm assuming it is, but it could also just be really, really bad translation. Again, there's not enough contrast in this drawing. What the fuck? Why is the hair like that? Sorry, I'm really confused about the color of the hair right now. Let me just... Okay, this is odd to me. I'm just gonna go with more blue. My bad, chat. But yeah, and so they have an alliance with the Silver Hand tribe, or sorry, that was neither of them. The Silver Wolf tribe. And that alliance made it so that, like, none of the other tribes would want to attack either of them because they're both very powerful tribes on their own, and the fact that they're together makes it worse, right? So that actually ends up with, like, an era of peace around this area, and with the White Hand tribe ended up taking, like, the power as, like, the royal family, but obviously it didn't do much because they're basically just all priests. That's pretty much their whole region. So yeah, that was fun. And then came this fucker named Dardan, right? Dardan is a little bitch. Should not be calling him that, but he kind of is. Yeah, have fun, honestly. Go ahead. It's 6 p.m. for me. Oh wait, are you European? Yeah, I think that... Okay, that makes sense. I'm assuming, like, either from, like, Portugal or, like, Spain. I feel like those are the only two in, like, that time zone, right? Oh, okay, never mind. My bad. Oh, right, shit. You guys don't do the fucking daylight savings, that's why. I don't want to drive downtown. Anyways, fun times. Okay, anyways, this bitch Dardan, he ends up killing his father, who used to be the prime minister. I'm not 100% sure if prime minister is the right word. Yeah, go ahead. I'm just gonna keep ranting into the air because it's fun. But yeah, so Dardan ends up killing his father, and ends up taking the spot of the mayor. Free Eric. Anyways, what was I on? I am on something. Okay, so he ends up killing his father. Oh yeah, Suha ends up getting sick at one point. I don't remember what the fuck was... Oh, I know she has a weak body. I just don't remember if there was another external reason for her getting really, really sick at one point. To the point where she almost D-words. Rest in peace, girl. Weren't kind of useful anyways in the story. No, actually, her past self was useful. Her present self was a little questionable. I like her past self. Her past self, Princess Celine, you're the GOAT. Like, honestly, like, I don't know why they botched her character. Fuck. But yeah. Is this the right color? I don't know. Fucking know. Hold on. I don't fucking want to go to Kerr Street. That's bitch ass place. Okay, anyways, what was I on? Ain't nobody want to go to Kerr Street, man. Anyways, well, okay, which part was I at? Hold on. My map's on the floor. Do I need to go more about the characters, or should I just go straight into the music videos? You know, I have to get dinner soon. But yeah, anyways, so back to the music video, or no, back to the characters. So, I personally find this as like a really irrelevant side plot, so I'm not really gonna take it as canon, but I'm gonna mention it anyways. In which, in the story, oh my god. Ugh, shut up. Okay, anyways, my friends are spamming, and I don't want to message back right now, because I need to keep my thoughts streamlined, so I can, like, yap, I guess. What do you mean, boogie? Girl, what are you on? Anyways, okay, so, the other characters, the Vampire Lords, they're not all in love with, the Vampire Lords are also the Knights of Suha, so they would be actually enhypen, the characters, that they have, except for, Heli, wait, what the fuck is the Roman, give me a second, give me a second. Sorry. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm supposed to pronounce his name, because I don't remember what the romanization is. If it is like Heli, like, or if it's the other one. I think it should be Heli though, because I think it's the other. Anyways, whatever. I'm gonna call him Heli. I don't really care if that's his actual name, because I can't find jack shit on the internet apparently ever in my life. I'm gonna mute these kids. But yeah, Heli and Suha are kind of in love, but obviously they can't like be together because of their social status, and I'm like, okay, cool, but I also feel like this is just like a really irrelevant plot point that nobody actually cares about because these fuckers are gonna die anyways, so like, honestly, who cares? Not me, that's for sure. So I took that as just like a random plot, and I was like, what the fuck is the point of that? Other than the fact that Dardan wants to take over the kingdom, and I'm like, okay, so that's like stupid, because this man could have wanted to take over the kingdom for so many other reasons other than he was in love with the princess, who I'm pretty sure is like, I don't even know. Is it Boogie or Bougie? What is she trying to say? No clue. But yeah, anyways, is that right? I don't know if this shirt's right, hold on. Okay, I feel like a lot of the colors are just weird right now because I'm just using a really strange colored background. You know, that'll work. This is fine. I'm chilling. Being chilling if you must. I'd like to mention I'm Chinese and not just making fun of it. Okay, back to this. But yeah, Dardan ends up, so after Suha gets sick at one point, like, pretty severely, actually, and she ends up having to drink the blood of Arg, which is a, like, holy relic, technically, thank you, Heesun, And so she actually had to get the approval of like a lot of people, like many tribes, just for her to be able to drink it. And she was already like sick at the point, so it had to be like her parents who ended up helping her dad specifically. And once she drank it, Dardan actually saw like how powerful the blood had made her. Like all her powers were amplified and like everything. So he obviously wanted the power for himself, because he wanted to take over the fucking kingdom just for this girl, even though she would have inherited the kingdom anyways. But it's because he was like, oh, she won't love me like right now, so I'm just gonna kill her. And I was like, okay, so that's not how you raise up a girl, but like go off, I guess, thing. So yeah, he ends up drinking the last little bit of blood. But because he's obviously not approved to drink it, because there is like a requirement to drink it, or else the blood will destroy you. He ends up turning into a half vampire-y thing. So he was originally a vampire because, or actually, was he originally a vampire or was he originally human? I don't remember. Either way, he was already pretty chill. He had a really high position in court. Because he just wanted the princess, he ends up drinking the blood. And the blood ends up turning him into this vampire monster thing. I'm not sure if he was a vampire beforehand or not. But the thing that he ends up turning into is much like the vampires that we know in like Dracula and whatever the fuck. Where like, you know, they can't go out in the sun and stuff. Well, actually no, he can because he has the blood. Or no, he couldn't. Could he? I don't remember if he burns in the sun or not. He might have burned in the sun. But either way, he's now able to turn other humans into vampires. Humans very specifically, because humans are not vampires. Who was her like nanny until they were old enough to understand like what happened. By old enough, I means they're vampires, so like whatever. So yeah, and then that is where the ancient kingdom more or less ends. And this is where I can insert actually a couple of music videos. So first of all, the first music video is Fever, which was released in 2001, I believe. I don't remember which month. As part of their Jesus Christ. Oh my god. Border Carnival album, I believe it was. In which this is actually a B-side song instead of like instead of the main title track. But yeah. And this one is the one where at the very start you can see them dressed in like very like, I would say old-timey clothes, but I don't think they're actually historically accurate, so I'm not gonna really say that. But yeah, old-timey-esque clothes, you know, very Prince-like, as seen in their like one of their, what the fuck, why are they sending these? Okay. Anyways, it's like, sorry, they're wearing like these like princess clothes with like all the tassels and all the like the whatever you call that shoulder pad that I don't know what it's actually supposed to be called. Anyway, so a lot of this, right? A lot of this fancy clothing that really is tied in with like nobility. And you can see at the start, the first scene is where you see Hisung, also known as in this in the webtoon as Heli, gets sucked away by this like black mist, and that is probably, at least that's what I'm guessing, is when Dardan killed him, because it's very like similar to that like type of vibe where he's like the only one who's about to die. And also there's this section, okay, I haven't really went through this music video that much, so I don't have too much to say about it, but there's also like this part where like I think Nikki's heart is like locked up, which I think it goes on to like a future thing before he discovers his powers and thinks that he's a monster in Children of Vanfield, which is another thing that will come later on in the story. I'm so sorry for making you guys listen to this rant, but gotta get it out somewhere. But yeah, so that's how that's going with Heli because the black mist that took Heli away is also very similar to like the power that Noah, or Nikki, Noah, whatever the fuck you want to call him, has in canon, which is like controlling the shadows. So I guess it could subconsciously make him, like, the reason why he was like freaked out at the start when he had the powers is maybe he was like subconsciously like, oh my god, like this is very similar to how like one of my brothers died or something. I'm not 100% sure because technically he still just got stabbed, but yeah, maybe some symbolism there that I don't really care about because I have not went through this Fever music video yet, so do not take this as literal, if you are paying attention at all, of course. And then the next music video in this would be where are you? Would be Sacrifice Eat Me Up, and would be Sacrifice Eat Me Up, which is also a B-side from their Romance Untold album that came out this year, I think. I'm not 100% sure. I haven't been keeping up with them for a little bit, so I have to double check some of these facts. But yeah, so the Romance Untold album, Sacrifice Eat Me Up, is like danced in a place that it kind of looks like just like nothingness, in the same way that like a lot of medieval paintings would just put like figures in front of just gold as a symbol of heaven. They're also placed in basically nothingness, and that's where they are just kind of stuck dancing. And there's also like depictions of like there's a very bright, pretty nothingness, which I'm assuming is like kind of like heaven, and there's also like very dark, it's like hell, and I'm like, cool. Not sure exactly what that means, because again, I have not looked through that one as well. I've only looked through two music videos like really closely, which is Drunk Days and No Doubt, because I got a little too invested in those at one point. But yeah, so that's how that's going with them, with Sacrifice Eat Me Up. And then I think after this, in chronological timeline order, would be Bite Me, but very specifically the Japanese version of that song. I don't remember why I put it there, but because currently it just says unsure on my paper, which is very helpful for me right now. So I will be looking through that one later. But in terms of timeline, that should be where that is. As well, I'd also like to mention Drunk Days as part of the like timeline of the Ancient Kingdom, the old like part that I was just ranting to y'all about. Because this part of the story, very specifically, this song is set in present day, but there's a couple of flashback scenes that Yeah. Thank you. There are a couple of flashback scenes that does show that it could go back into the time, backwards in the timeline, like where, where Suha in this time, I need water. Hold on. I'll be right back, guys. I actually am gonna go downstairs and get some water because I don't have water right now, and I cannot speak. So give me 2 minutes. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Sorry about that, guys. Trying my best. Anyways, so back to Suha. So there's this one scene in Dark Moon, or not, motherfucker, Drunk Days. I'm doing well. Where you see Suha pouring blood into a fountain. It was theorized to be a fountain. It was just like a normal fountain back in 2022, when the webtoon was not finished, so no one knew what the fuck was happening. We always thought that the high webtoons all linked together, which it did not. Which actually makes life much easier and much less like SM. Fuck SM. I do like SM's music though. But anyways. Okay, there's something really wrong with this drawing. Pause. Okay, it's the colors, isn't it? The colors are not cohesive at all. No! No! Okay, hold on. What if I just... I'm sorry, guys. Anyways, in Drunk Days, you see a scene of Suha, whatever the fuck her name is, pouring blood into the altar / whatever the fuck you want to call it, honestly, at this point. It's officially known as an altar, but honestly, at this point, who cares? You know, this dress would actually look really nice inverted. Anyways, sorry. Oh, multiply, that's what the layer I need is. No, I don't think this is right. Hold on, I need to multiply for that part, but I don't need it for this bottom part. Do I? Okay, I need to lighten the bottom part. I'm confused. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. This is a very confusing drawing. Oh no. No, what am I doing with my life? No! I'm trying my best. Trust. Oh yeah, I was talking about Drunk Days. There was a scene where Suho was pouring blood into the fountain, which is also a symbol of her showing her giving powers to to her guards, aka enhypen, the vampire lords, which is also shown into the webtoon. But yeah, okay, cool, done. That part's done. I think I finally finished the Ancient Kingdom. God, I hate myself. Okay. Can you tell I have too much time on my hands? Cool. Anyways. Motherfucker, why am I like that? My family does not think I am insane. Probably. Okay. Anyways. That's not the right color. What the fuck? Okay, so on to post-reincarnation. God, I hate it here. Why am I like this? Holy shit. Okay, so post-reincarnation. First of all, they are, once they're reincarnated, they're still fucking vampires. Like, just, they are still vampires. That has not changed. They are not getting turned into a vampire in this timeline. No, they're still born as vampires. And so they're all collected from several orphanages around the world by Marge, who is Sua's right-hand nanny person thing, and put into the orphanage, not orphanage, technically it's an orphanage, honestly, but they call it the Vanfield House, I think, in canon, and so that's where they are basically forced to grow up, and that's where Given Taken, their debut music video from November of 2020, comes into play. And that one is mostly just showing the orphanage and that area. And it also shows them, I'm assuming I think there's also a scene of them burning it down, but I don't remember if I'm going insane or not, because I, again, need to rewatch some of the music videos. A lot of them I did, like, skim to, like, put them into the timeline, but I do need to, like, look for details and stuff. But yeah, so, that music video mostly talks about them in the house, and it also shows like them trying to bite each other and stuff, being like, oh wow, like there's one scene where it's like, oh, they learn that, well, they're not aware that they're vampires yet, but they are aware that like something's different about them and that they do crave blood, so they did try to bite each other before. This is consensual. And yeah, so that's that part. And then after they end up discovering that they are like basically trapped in the orphanage. I guess in their eyes, obviously against their will, because they have no idea what they're doing and nobody's telling them anything, right? You know, average stuff. So when they did end up discovering an opportunity to escape, it was due to the fact that the orphanage was being attacked by Dardan. The little bitch, the guy who, the ex-prime minister of, the ancient kingdom, who also betrayed fucking everybody, God, he has weird track record, oh my god. Anyways, that guy, his minions found out where the boys were living. The reason why Marge kept them safe and didn't tell them anything is because she wanted to keep them safe, even though her methods were a little questionable. It technically did for a period of time before the boys themselves wanted to rebel and get out, because that's what teenagers do. And I guess they're going through vampire puberty, and that's a thing now. This is not actually canon, this is just me making shit up. Or not really making shit up, I'm just like, speaking stuff. Anyways. So they end up escaping the orphanage, and they kind of had nowhere to go. And then there's a time skip in the webtoon to where they're at, what the fuck is that town's name? Oh my god. Motherfucker, hold on, let me just check if I can find it. Is it in the name cards? No, it'll be in the ID cards. Hold on. They have these fake IDs that come with them. Why is there blood on this one? Oh. It's his. Nope, that's the ballet company. That's Xian's. Where are you? Hello? Are you on one of the other ones? No, that's Jacka's. Where are you, Hisan? Oh, found it. Or no. No, that's Gino's. Where is his thing? Is this one? Okay, I'm not sure where. Can't find jack shit in this house. But yeah, anyway, so they end up kind of residing in this abandoned building in fuck ass like nowhere, I guess. And they end up pseudo adopting this girl named Sophie. There is a little bit of extra I would just like to say this part is from Children of Vanfield, which is the sequel / prequel to the story to Dark Moon the Blood Altar, because like it did come out after the story, but it's set in time before the story of the Dark Moon. So we're just jumping to this area, to this story. So anyways, so they end up having to. Okay, so they end up. There is a little bit of like romance shit, but I've been ignoring it. Rest in peace, Barbara. You will be missed. She was good. She actually had chemistry with the character, unlike. I don't want to talk about Sua. Anyways, she's a bitch. But yeah, so oh my god. So I don't think that's how bodies work, girl. What am I doing? What is this? I'm confused. I'm sorry. But yeah, anyways, so she ends up going. Barbara ends up dying. And they end up actually finding this girl named Sophie. Sophie. It was Sophie. And they end up like kind of adopting her. But turns out she's half werewolf. Which to them, not a big of a deal. To the townspeople though, it was. And so Sophie ends up turning into a werewolf. Like, she ends up slowly losing her mind. Because her dad just does not love her, and that's the reason why she ran away in the first place. And so she ends up dying, which really destroyed a lot of the boys, because after they left the orphanage, they were all like really distraught, because like they trusted the people there, and like turns out like they were basically living a lie, right? So they were really, really depressed until Sophie came, and now Sophie's gone. And specifically the person who was the most distressed about this is Shion, who hashtag I love him. He's my favorite character. But yeah, so Shion ends up committing mass murder. Actually ends up committing mass murder on the townspeople. But technically he didn't kill them, so it's like, whatever, I guess. But yeah, he ends up committing mass murder until like everybody there is dead, and the person who actually ends up killing Sophie in the first place is Solon, who is. Oh wait, I forgot to add this part. Who is also a half werewolf, half vampire person. He was born like this because nobody actually fucking knows. But yeah, he was born like that. So he always thought, or at least in this new life, he thought that his brothers would not accept him for what he is, because, you know, he's a half. He's not the same as them, as he says. But yeah, so he had to kill Sophie, and he's obviously like very Solon feels really guilty about it, because he's very similar to Sophie, and he was like, if she could survive, then like maybe like they would accept me, right? Which, by the way, they would have accepted him regardless. But you know, teenage angst really does something. God, I'm so bad at summarizing things. I'm sorry. Because I'm a yapper. But yeah. So that ends up happening, and then I believe my interpretation personally of the dance of the scene where Sunghoon / Solon in this case dances in a room full that's just dripping of blood in Drunk Dazed is that I think that he feels guilty about the deaths of all these villagers because he was the one who ends up killing Sophie technically, because he wanted to put her out of her misery, but that also meant that that's the reason why all these like debatably innocent people ends up dying, and also reason why Xian ends up overexerting his powers and kind of going a little bit insane. A lot of bit insane. He is just fucking insane, but I love him. So yeah, that ends up happening. Isn't this such a lovely, lighthearted story? I'm going through something. But yeah. Sorry, I'm still trying to draw this at the same time, so this is a lot more... Guys, it's so hard to keep track of things, like, with, like, why am I trying to do two things at once is beyond me, but it's fine, it's fun, it's entertaining, I hate myself. But yeah, so this is fun. But yeah, and then that's the end of the free, webtoon access, up till right now, so I do not have more information about too much of the canon timeline afterwards. However, I am bored and I can interpret things through other music videos, specifically Fatal Trouble, that gives me a pretty good timeline overview of where they are in everything, because it's the music video is just their animated characters on a train with like events in their life happening behind them, so you could just kind of like interpret where everything goes from there. So for this part, it will be a little bit more iffy as to where everything is. So first thing is going to be Tame Dash Japanese version. This version is where you see Xian or Sunu, Xian, oh my god, these names, pick up a doll, from, I don't know, a grave, I think it was, and I personally interpret this doll as, to be, Sophie's, because he was like, after she died, he was, Jesus Christ, my voice, after she dies, he was like, I'm never gonna forget you, obviously, right? None of the boys were going to, so I feel like that was a pretty good symbolic scene of it. But at the same time, there was also a bear doll in the Give and Take It music video, which is when they were in the orphanage, but again, I don't think that's exactly where that comes from, but yeah, not 100% sure about that, but that's where I believe that this part is, because there's also just so many graves that I'm like, oh, maybe this might be the mass murder of all the villagers, lol. Just girly things, right? And then we have, no. Fuck, wait, hold on, I messed up the timeline. Sorry, timeline, Give and Taken, then Let Me In, 20 Cube. Not Give and Taken to Tame Dash Japanese version. Let Me In, 20 Cube, I'm assuming is, I'm not even sure if this is part of the end canon, but I'm going to just say it is, like, assuming that it is part of the canon, like, this is where it would fit in, because I think that it's, like, when they're escaping Vanfield, because I don't know, it feels like they're, like, lurking around in, like, this, like, area, and they're just, like, I don't know, I think there was a book in that one as well, like, where it's also a very key part of how they escaped in the first place, but again, I'm not sure about that one, because, I'm not even sure if it's canon, and also I, again, need to rewatch it, to double check. And then we have, after Tame Dash Japanese version, I'm going to, okay, so, this part confuses the shit out of me. I would just like you to know this, because there's no, like, really canon area where these fit in yet. So other than these music videos, I have no idea where these things go. But I have an idea of which order the music videos will go into. So I'm gonna put this right in between Tame Dash Japanese version and Plus Cursed. All of these music videos will be in between this time period. And these music videos are going to be Lucifer first, Bite Me second, EXO only if you say yes, and then Sweet Venom, and then No Doubt. So Lucifer and Bite Me, I think, are the ones that confuse me the most, personally, because I don't know, I think it's just the horse that really fucking confuses me. Like, why do we have horses and motorcycles at the same time? That might be one of the reasons, but again, magical world, so technically none of this makes sense to me. But I think it's around this time because it, like, the structures that they're dancing in feels a lot older and more, like, desolate. But, like, it could also be part of the ancient kingdom, but again, I'm not sure where that's from. So Bite Me and Lucifer, I feel like are the two that I'm like, I don't know where exactly you're from. Either you're from the ancient kingdom or you're from this in-between time, but near the start of the in-between time, because it wouldn't make sense to be near the end. But not, like, really start of the in-between time. Cause the girl that Sunghoon's with is not, like, Barbara, which means that it can't be part of the Children of Anfield section. So yeah, not 100% sure with that. Alright. Okay. And then the next two will be Sweet Venom and EXO Only If You Say Yes. Both of these, I'm not exactly sure where they're supposed to be. Like, exactly. Only because, again, the place where they're placed feels very, like, random, in my opinion. Like, it looks very timeline-wise, very ambiguous. Because to me, it looks just like the modern day. But then again, a lot of, like, what ends up happening is that they put a lot of that modern day stuff in between. And you're not exactly 100% sure where this time is supposed to be from. So I'm going to put those two just there, into that timeline. Because you could still see them using their powers, so it doesn't look like they're really trying to hide that they're vampires. Like, the vampire stereotype of, like, being, like, evil and mass murder, has not yet happened in this case. It will happen later on, and, that's why they end up hiding their powers. So I know that that's before that. And then I am... Oh, and also I feel like it's before No Doubt, just because of the way No Doubt's aesthetic is also much more modern. And also because it makes more sense, because there's a Fatal Trouble, again, music video it feels like a timeline overview. So that's just kind of how I've been using that. I've been just using it as a timeline overview and just kind of referencing the building style to the story. But yeah, so that's how that area is going. And then we have No Doubt, which is their newest release, actually this year. I don't actually know how long ago it was. I think like a month ago, maybe two. No clue, but yeah, No Doubt. Love that song. And this one, so that was an Among Us brush. Anyways, No Doubt is definitely in a more modern area. And I have an idea of where, like, exactly in the ancient world this would have been. So, first of all, this music video is set in, like, a place that looks very, sorry, I need a better picture for this. Guys, I'm sorry, guys. Trying my best. Is this the right one? Yes, this is the right photo, okay. Okay, cool, that's the closest I'm gonna get to the actual pattern. Sorry about that. Basically, what the fuck? What am I doing? Okay, whatever. No Doubt, is going to be before some of them because, the turn of the century, the year 2000, is when the fireworks come off in another in another music video, which means that this has to be before this. And also the area where it is can, for me at least, be interpreted from the name cards that come out with the, oh my fucking god. Okay, sorry, try my best. From the, what you call it? The memorabilia album, where it comes with like the character ID and name cards that like can show you like where they work and stuff, like where, sorry, in their canon, like what areas they end up working in at one point in time or another. So like for example, like Noah has a firearms license and was also working at a toy store at one point. I think they're separate timelines. But yeah, so stuff like that is shown in that thing. And one of them, in terms of aesthetic, it looks like an office, right? So I think that in terms of like the way the cards are built and stuff, it would only make sense for it to be where Jungwon is working, or at least where Jungwon's like card comes into play, where they're working at Vessel Soft, which I'm pretty sure it's just a rip off of the name of Microsoft, but that's not the point. The point here is that we figured out relatively where they end up working for this period of time. And that means that Vessel Soft, it's like, I'm like, okay, this is a very like corporate, very money-based area. And in the memorabilia book that is also existing, because I have too much merch from this group, you can see that there's this one kingdom, sorry, not really kingdom, it's a tribe, like the area where one of the tribes resides in is, I believe it is the Enak, Enek City Tribe Kingdom. I'm not 100% sure. That's the name of like the area though, so I'm just gonna call it that. Enak, which is resided by the Crow Helmet, I think it's called. Yeah, Crow Helmet, like, tribe, that's where they live. And it is explicitly stated in the story that they used to be like a military powerhouse, and they like basically worshipped power, but eventually, obviously, because military might's not that relevant anymore, they ended up switching to more like commerce. And so that's where I think that Vesselsoft is located, in that area. There's also like it also looks like they're just fucking destroying the place near the end of the song, which I think is pretty interesting. And I think it's again with the fact that they have just like still their vampire powers and nothing really to do with them. And also because it looks like they cracked a lobster, which okay, I don't actually know what exactly this is going on here. But I wrote down that lobsters were a symbol of power, like, or sorry, it is a symbol, and it can be used as power, gluttony, and stuff like that. And I think in terms of gluttony, you can really see it in the way that like Nikki, one of the members, like you watch his arm, like, so in the first dance break, or sorry, in the first time that he's like shown on screen dancing like alone in a hallway, he has regular ass hands and it's just a dude. But as the story goes on, he ends up having like metal claws, and then he ends up having like a whole like arm of a metal blade. And I feel like that's just kind of like, I don't know, it feels like like you're growing in like greed. I'm assuming like for like money and stuff. I'm not 100% sure about that part, so we're just gonna ignore it, but just know that there's probably symbolism there that I can't understand because I'm fucking stupid. And lobsters are also a symbol of unpredictability, which I think could be like tied into the fact that they're fucking using their powers casually in the office, which don't do that, guys. I don't know if you have magical powers, but if you do, for some reason, and the government haven't caught you yet, do not use it at the office. But yeah, that's fun. Anyways. So, that's that. Fuck! Okay, wait, hold on. I forgot another section. Okay. So I forgot another song. Brought the Heat Back is it's pre-Sweet Venom, but after Tame Dash Japan. Oh yeah, cause I put Brought the Heat Back as like, it feels like maybe they might have got, again, this chapter has not been out for me yet, but I'm assuming that it's like probably like, oh, they got in trouble for mildly committing murder on a whole entire town, or something, and it's like, I don't know, like, it isn't my fault as part of the lyrics could indicate like some of that, or it might be like some future event, like, you know, another maybe mass murder charge that they end up being responsible for that, quote, isn't their fault. But yeah, I'm not sure about that yet because I have yet to see anything about it. So other than me bullshit theory crafting, we got nothing. And then we have, okay, and then, finally, we can go back to the normal timeline. So, by normal timeline, I mean, the present. So, now I can talk, in case you're wondering, no, I do not have a social life. Yeah. Yeah, I need friends. Oh my god, there's something severely wrong with me. Why am I like this? Okay. Anyways. Try my best. What the fuck is this pattern? This pattern confuses me so much. You know, I could have just duplicated it, but instead I'm just drawing it individually because I hate myself, apparently. Anyways. What the fuck? Oh, lovely. I forgot some butterflies. Do I add them in or do I give up? I'll give up. Okay, anyways. What else do I have? Okay, so back to the present. So the present, no. Well, do I need the present? No, I'm gonna throw enhypen in there. Okay, so in between this time when, oh, sorry, forgot about Blast Curse. All I know about Blast Curse is the fact that they have the firework, a turn of the century section at the start. So that was at the start of the Children of Banfield, which will also mean that that chapter is actually the end of the story. Because it's what starts the whole flashback that ends up with the main story. Okay, so now that we're done that section, I'm gonna shoot myself. No. Okay, we go on to Dark Moon. Is it Dark Moon? I feel like I've just been saying the wrong title this whole time, and I'm like, I'm cooked. Anyways, Dark Moon, the Grey City. So this is more about the treatment of the werewolves during this time. So this will actually be set pre-Dacilus Academy, which is the present area that we're stuck in, but also post everything else, most likely, that enhypen were doing. So the Anteam is in a similar yet different timeline than them. Or sorry, no, they're in the same timeline, they're just doing different things. Because Anteam, they're all werewolves, which means that they are not, in fact, immortal. Unlike enhypen. So that means that they have a shorter time period to cover. So far, I have not watched any of their music videos because I have yet to have time. By that, I mean I've been obsessing over this bullshit for a concerningly long. So yeah, I'm not gonna take all this with like a pile of salt and maybe some soy sauce on the side. But but I have read the webtoon, because I'm, again, a nerd. But basically, ooh, that was nice. I like this one. But basically, enhypen, it starts off with, Khan, which kind of is his actual name. Like, you're only supposed to know him by that name, but that's also, like, a ritual name that comes up in another thing that I should have fucking covered in the ancient... Okay, so we're going to actually jump back into the ancient times. Thank God I'm not one of those, like, YouTubers who, like, lore dump and stuff, or, like, theory craft, because I think I would actually end it if I had to write a script, if this is how I think. But yeah, anyways, so, oh my God. Okay, so enhypen, we have, characters. Oh wait, actually, now that I think about it, I don't actually know all of the enhypens, like, their real names, like, outside of their characters. I don't even know all their characters' names, so we're just gonna have to make it up at one point. I'm sorry, but there's only some that I know. Yeah, I think, or at least I think there's only some that I know. I don't actually know all of them, but I also don't know how much I know. Yeah, I really need to get into them. They're all... But yeah, anyways, so in the ancient world, again, with the wolf tribes and stuff, the silver wolf tribe is considered the first wolf tribe, obviously. There are a lot of other smaller ones, but again, they're not as powerful, and yeah. So the first wolf tribe, they have a tradition, where they would pass on, the name Khan, which is the same name as the founder, also known as the fifth son of our... My dad's gonna come in this for. And the fifth son of Varg is, he ends up actually staying where his second brother died, or at least that's where, like, the tribe ends up staying at. So the tribe, basically, it's like whichever child ends up inheriting the name Khan inherits it through a ritual ceremony in which they have to pick one of the blue flowers and they drink the flower's blood, and if the flower responds to it and lets it drink it, then they know that that's the child of destiny and the one who will carry on the name Khan. The wolf with the name Khan is also, like, the most powerful werewolf, and has, like, special abilities, whatever. Cool. So anyways, so that's what Khan is. And then there's the other, I'm so tired, holy shit. No, I got the textures wrong. Kill myself! I'm chilling, as you can tell. But yeah, there's the other characters, I don't remember their names, but yeah, they're basically they have, a ceremony that lets him inherit the name. And in Dark Moon, the Great City, you see Khan as, like, he doesn't know where he's from. He was a werewolf child, but he doesn't turn into a werewolf at night because of his special genes. So yeah, people just think he's a fucking monster. Yeah. Anyways, and then he has, he ends up finding, like, friends, in the other werewolf boys that moved over that he didn't know were werewolves until they ended up showing him that they were werewolves, and then he ended up turning into a werewolf at one point, but, like, that's a whole nother... Oh my fucking God, I need references for this part. Yeah. Damn, I don't have the proper references for this part of the dress. Guess we'll just make it up. Wow. Anyways, try my best. Trust. I think this looks like a heart to me. I'm gonna go with it. But yeah, generally speaking, the Grey City is mostly just talking about them being wolves in this society of humans that do not like wolves. werewolves because they think that they're the ones destroying everything, even though they're actually vampires. And this is also where you could see like the conflict with the actual vampires coming into play, being like not vampires as in like enhypen vampire, but vampires as in the ones that Dardan turned into vampires. So like the humans that were forcibly turned into vampires, not like the vampires that don't exist anymore because that whole tribe was wiped out. Anyways, so that's always fun. Anyway, so Dardan, he's hunting them down because obviously he wants to be the only powerful thing in the area, and the fact that Khan is a, what's the name? I don't know. I'm just gonna call him like the son of the first wolf kind of situation. It means that he also has a lot of like latent power that he just, so they're hunting down all the werewolves to kill them, so that the vampires, specifically Dardan's vampires, are the only ones in power, and can enslave the humans as much as they want because humans are fucking weak as shit. Yeah, I'm really just making up this pattern right now. Anyways, so that was fun, and then there's a lot of that one's more like a coming of age-esque story where it's like found family shit. But yeah, they end up freeing the werewolves and ends up going to I guess away. That's kind of just how it ends, but it most likely meant that they were going to Distillus Academy to learn and stuff. And that is, or sorry, they don't go to Distillus, they end up going to Sunshine, because that's a different place. And that's when they end up meeting the other supernatural creatures of the world. By that, I mean literally just enhypen, because, yeah. And they're kind of hostile, but they also don't hate each other that much, because they haven't done anything to each other yet. So they're, like, unwillingly friends with each other, I guess. Like, they're somewhat peaceful. Until, Dardan's vampires start murdering a bunch of werewolves, or at the very least, kidnapping a bunch of them. And at that point, it's like they end up confronting them, and this is where we're in, like, already in the Distillus Academy, Dark Moon, the Blood Altar main story. And this is where Suha gets reincarnated. Her childhood friend ends up dying, who ends up actually being Chris, or it's not Chris, who ends up having his image taken by Dardan. And then what the fuck? But yeah, anyway, so he ends up luring Sua into like a trap that ends up with her on the altar at one point. But yeah, so that's not really the point. Blah 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 blah. Shit, I am so lost on what I was saying. I'm so sorry, guys. Anyway, Sua ends up coming to Distillus Academy, and then Khan ends up falling in love with her because he sees her on the first night of the full moon, and the first female that a werewolf sees on the full moon is going to be the one that they end up falling in love with, even though he never ends up getting her, blah blah blah, you know, fun stuff. Okay, cool. Wow, that was just speedrun. And yeah, and then this is just where I'm gonna just throw the last little bit of music videos in here. Last batch of music videos: Tame Dash, Distillus Academy, specifically the more of the Nightball match that they have in like chapter 20 something. Future Perfect Japanese and Future Perfect Korean version, most likely during the time when Suho was getting kidnapped by the vampires. Yeah, it shows a lot of like, there's like a lot of like vampires crowding around the school and stuff in this scene, and also the lyrics makes it feel like they're trying to like fight their way towards her, so that's always fun. And then last song is Scream, which I don't really remember too much about because I have not watched that music video enough, which I believe is also going to be somewhere around this area because it just makes sense. And I wrote down that it's like after Future Perfect, so I'm assuming that it's this has to do something with the kidnappings area. But yeah, that's all I got. Hope y'all are happy with my an hour and a half rant. I'm so sorry for that. Yeah. Any questions or concerns, or I could just shut up and just draw. I don't really care, whichever one. Man, I want like a streaky-ish brush. No. Not here. Get some texture into the dress. That's nice. I don't know how to make it so sparkly. I don't get it. I'm not good at this. I'm not good at this whole dress drawing thing. I try my best. I don't think my art style's okay. Anyways, that's fun. Oh wait, shit, this is the wrong brush. My bad. Okay. Man, my drawing just does not feel as magical. I don't know why. Why do you keep zooming like that? What the fuck, stupid? Sorry. Actually, I don't want to do that much detail. Yeah, I totally just end up making up butterfly wings. That's fine. Okay. So this detail is actually like kind of making me go through it right now. Nope. Oh my god, it's just because the lighting in each scenario is so weird. I know they're all like gold. Well, metal. Is it a dark metal? I can't tell. I feel like nah, metal just looks strange on skin. I'll just color however the fuck I want then. One of the things you gotta know about coloring metal is you just gotta get the contrast right. Higher the contrast, the more it looks right. And then you just gotta add a bunch of random saturated sections. God. No, metals are strange, but Yippee. Yeah, this is not high enough contrast. You gotta add a little bit of bedazzle shine. That's better. Yeah, I'm definitely not one for high contrast drawings. They're actually just, sorry, not high contrast, just highly detailed drawings. Definitely not something I go out of my way to do / enjoy at all, really, most of the time, but it's not that bad. I'm delusional enough. I'm delusional enough. Anyways, y'all, sorry for that K-pop rant that went on for way too long. I have no idea what I was doing. I was bored. It's fine, it was fun. For me. Probably nobody else. But yeah. Now we just keep on drawing. That was the most social I've been in a while. Girl. Dance break? Oh. Yeah, I probably should have muted myself. Whatever. 'Twas my dad. Actually, I'm trying to think if I have anything else to talk about. I could just yap for the rest of it, because I feel like it's kind of awkward. That's just silent. Hold on, let me just open my manhwa sheet. See if any of these guys are interesting at all. Oh no, but then I'll just be spoiling a bunch of stories. What else have I been into these days? You know, I'll just go talk about Infinity Nikki now. Okay, since we are on the topic of Infinity Nikki anyways. Because I'm drawing my character from here. So, okay, so first of all, I pre-downloaded the game, which is fun. Obviously I wasn't one of the beta testers, because duh, but yeah, I personally, generally speaking, enjoy open worldish games. I mean, to be fair, I just kind of play Genshin. I don't really play any other open worlds because I just don't feel like it, and also it's way too much storage. One of them takes up way too much storage. But yeah, like, I've been playing the Love Nikki, or I guess the Nikki series, I guess that's what you call them, since 2017, I think. So like since Love Nikki has been released, I've been playing that damn game. I never got into Shining Nikki, cause storage and my phone would have crashed. But now that I have an iPad, I'm like, should I get Shining Nikki? But then I also have Infinity Nikki now, so I'm like, maybe. Cause that's a lot of commitment, and I cannot keep doing this. Cause I'm the daily login type of person, so yeah. Anyways, I'm right now in the game. I think I'm level 40, 42, 41, 42. And I've completed most of the quests. I still need to find a couple of the random like observation quests and stuff to finish. And I'm oh my god, the styling challenges have been bothering me. I cannot glow up my outfits enough to be satisfactory. I'm like, I don't have enough equivalent to resin Genshin resin. It's called vital energy in the game, but yeah, I don't have enough of that to sacrifice. I don't really want to pay money for the game. I probably will eventually. But I'm like kind of, well, I technically already paid a little, but nobody needs to know that. But yeah, I'm trying to mostly stay free to play. And I've already got both the outfits from the current banners, so I'm waiting for the next one. Currently, in terms of content, I don't have too much to play, which is why I'm not streaming it. I would have streamed it, but again, forgot this thing, Twitch was a thing, so I ended up just playing the whole thing. I've finished like the main quest and everything. I have like the outfit for like the miracle outfit, which is what I'm technically drawing mostly. But yeah, it's a fun game. I would recommend downloading it. The story is fine. I don't actually pay too much attention to the story of the Nikki games. I'm mostly there for the dress up. It's the same as with Genshin. I also don't really pay attention to the lore of Genshin. It's not necessarily just not my thing. It's just like a lot of information, and I'm like, I say that as if I did not just go on an hour and a half rant about a K-pop group that I'm interested in. But no, I don't actually, I don't know, I feel like I never really started getting into the lore of the Nikki games, so I never really end up paying attention to it. I'm like, it's kind of late to start now. But I have like a general gist of it, where it's like, okay, there's a blood curse. That's the reason why we have styling battles. And some of the characters die in the other series, and that's about the furthest I got. And I think that's honestly probably fine. Nikki purists, please do not come and attack me. I'm trying my best, but I do not have enough brain power for this many theories. I've had way too many of those fucking fandoms. Yeah. That's what I get for being a Milgram as well. And also, Alien Stage. I used to be one of those people who were obsessed with, like, BTS's lore until I realized that, hey, their lore does not actually make sense, and it's not fucking connected, because they kept making a new section after, the most beautiful woman in life, which I'm still annoyed by. I don't like that part. So yeah, never keeping up with their lore. I also keep up, not really, but like kind of, with TXT's lore, because I was interested in that for a bit, but then I actually just more care about their music, generally speaking. Like, I care about enhypen's music and lore, and a lot of things, actually. I just really like that group. But with TXT, I like the group and the music. I don't care as much for the lore of their music videos, even though I am a little too aware of it because I was also part of that fandom and had a brain rot moment of that. And yeah, but they're the ones who have the webtoon, the Star Seekers, which I'm like, it's not bad. It, for some reason, feels like it drags, but also is too short because the ending was really rushed. But the pacing of the story was just a little strange. I liked it though. I don't know. I don't like the ending, so I feel like it really fell flat for me. But yeah. How long have I been working on this drawing? I can't do this. But yeah, once I'm done this, I have a couple other things I need to finish doing. Actually no, I'm gonna read a shit ton of manhwas. I've been on a drought lately, and I need to read some to be functional again. Nobody ever says that, and I fear that I just may be really, really bored sometimes. But yeah, if you can't tell, I never learned how to color gold. I have no clue what I'm doing. This is a lot of making stuff up. But if it looks right at the end, who the fuck cares? Not me. Also, I feel like I'm just going insane right now. But yeah. Man, I'm hungry. I don't want to eat. It's a lot of work making food, so I just sit up here until I starve. I'm kidding. I'm just having a late dinner today because my dad's cooking later, so I'm like, lol. My bad. Man. Because also if I go eat, then that means I have to stop the stream, and I don't want to reopen the stream afterwards, so that's a lot of work. So yippee. Oh, I also finally made an Etsy shop. That was fun. Yeah, literally all I sell are alien stage keychains, I swear to God. There's literally no other reason for that shop. I do need to make more, like, stuff. I'm probably just gonna keep making fandom merch, because that's just what I like. But we will see which ones. And if I ever bother drawing them, because I'm really lazy. I don't know, I just don't feel like drawing chibis these days. So I'm like, damn. Because they make money. They make me money, at least. No, it's because the chibis are cute. But we'll see. Oh, that one's nice. I like that one. So many little details. So I'm sorry if the songs are a little too calm right now. I don't want to get copyright striked. Because then it mutes a portion of it when it becomes a VOD, and that's a lot of work to deal with, so yeah. Also because I was totally planning to rant earlier, so like, gotta keep that part relevant in case anybody wants to listen to me rant forever. No clue why, but just in case, chat. Yeah, I'm gonna not really bother with some of the details, like on this sleeve and stuff. I don't really feel like it. So I'm just not gonna bother drawing it at all. Really picking and choosing with the details that I want to keep and to take out, because I don't have the energy for it mostly, but yeah. This is like a fucking sport, I swear to God. Like, drawing this much. Whatever. It's fun. I do this to myself. I'm actually gonna go put her in like a bluish background. Yeah, that's cute. That's cute. I think it's cute. Is it cute? I don't know. Isn't she so cutesy, so demure, so mindful? Yes, she is. Okay. Last part. I know this is a lie. I'm lying to myself, but I'm gonna say it. It's the last part. Because I saw the back. Ah! See, usually I would put, like, my drawing in this corner, like, in the little reference window, but, there's so much detail that, like, I can't even, like, switch back and forth. It's, like, gonna take too much work, but, yeah. I would've, but I'm sorry, y'all. Like, this one's supposed to be a silver needle instead of the gold. Everything else, cause this thing hates me. Actually, is it silver? Ugh, I can't even fucking tell. Is it all gold? Is it all silver? Am I going insane? Do I have to like retire? Like, what is this? I can't tell. I'm assuming it's all the same thing. I think it's gold. I don't know if it's gold. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, okay, I'm just gonna say it's gold just to save myself some time. But, yeah. I like art sometimes. And then other times I'm like, why do I do this to myself? And this is one of those times. Because I don't know what I'm doing. I have no clue what I'm doing at all. Oh my god. Actually horrific. I feel like I'm just like drawing lines to draw lines at this point. I'm chilling. I'm actually thriving. I don't get people who can edit videos. Like, why bother? This is why I have no engagement on anything, but that's fine. It's fun. So I know, I need to revamp my VTuber model. I don't know how to use her, but like, I liked her. But then I'm like, now I'm like, I kind of want to give her a new design, you know? For fun. Whatever. Yeah, you know what? I'm still mad about the grade I got for that VTuber thing. I'm like, it could have been higher. Like, that teacher. Technically, okay, I like to say that it was part of the assignment guidelines because my assignment was just to make something and we just had to propose the idea and do it, which I did, and I did it, and he still didn't give me that high of a mark. I'm like, damn, maybe you're just out to get me because you don't even know this skill set. Like, what the the only requirement was that it had to be like something that was tangible, and I was like, cool. So I did that. Oh, I guess he didn't think my presentation was good enough. It's fine. It's the same teacher that ended up using AI on my art. Still haven't brought it up to him because that's really awkward. But yeah, he totally did, which is a fun time. Like, I can still search it up and I can still see it. It's very, very obviously AI. Specifically Photoshop's generative fill tool. But whatever. It happens sometimes. don't really feel like adding more detail onto that part. It's not gonna bother. Oh, if you can't tell, I have no clue what I'm doing for this part. I just know they're gems and I gotta figure it out. Yeah, that's close enough to how gems work. And now I just gotta a lot of this bullshit. Actually no, it's silver. Yeah, why are part of this? Oh wait, this is all supposed to be gold. Ugh. Whatever, I don't really give a shit. Okay, is that the whole outfit done? Yes, no, maybe so. Oh shit. Forgot the necklace, my bad.